anxiety on him because he cares for you. In the New Living Translation, it says, cast all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. We have managed somehow or another to deceive our own self. Sometimes we won't allow other folks to deceive us, but we'll deceive our own self.
Yes, all right.
Well, what are you talking about, Pastor? Because when the cares of life begin to close in on us because of the situation, marriage is on the rocks, children misbehaving, we don't know where they are. Oh, they're going to have a job next week. All these cares, and you say, well, I'm not worried, I'm just concerned. I don't care what word you use, but the results are still the same. I'm not worried, I'm concerned. If your concern causes you to have sleepless nights, you worry. If your concern causes you to have a nervous stomach where you can't eat, you worry. I don't care what terminology or what word you might use. And the devil don't care either.
That's right.
The devil don't care what words you use. Long as the results are the same. And what he says here, and Paul, and Peter began in his writing, Peter in his first letter to the epistle, to the Jewish people, he was writing, and Peter was real practical. Because he gave instruction on how to treat one another. He gave instruction on how the husband's supposed to treat the wife. He gave instruction on how the wife's supposed to treat the husband. He gave instruction on how the servant's supposed to treat the master. And he gave instruction on how we're supposed to treat one another as Christian sisters and brothers. He gave all those instructions. But in his last instruction, he gave is in the 5th chapter of 1 Peter, and coming from our text on today. And he's rational. He tells us what we should do, then he tells us why we ought to do it. Because sometimes people will tell you to do things and don't even tell you why.
That's right. Amen.
And sometimes we're reluctant to do it because we don't know why we're doing it. I think that the Bible said that we ought to give to every man a reasonable answer concerning the hope that we have in us. Lord God, if we don't do certain things, somebody, why you don't do it? We ought to have an answer.
That's right.
If we do certain things, somebody says, why you do that? We ought to have an answer. I don't know about y'all, but I came up in an era that if I ever had got enough nerve to ask my mother why we did or didn't do something, her answer was going to be because I said so. Bless her soul, and I accepted that. But down on the inside, I did not feel like that was an answer. But I wouldn't challenge her. I accepted it, and I told God, I said, God, if I ever raise children, if they ever come and ask me why we do something or don't do it, let me have an answer to give them.
That's right.
Because really, y'all, because I said so is not an answer.
It's not.
And I know if my mom said because I said so, and that was good enough, and I was going to get it done. And had no idea why I was doing it. But you will be surprised at the number of people that do things and don't know why they're doing it, whether good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
And it was told one time a lady was cooking a ham, and she cut the end of the ham off and put it in the pot to cook. And her daughter said, Mama, why you do that? She said, what? She said, why you cut the end of the ham off before you put it in the pot? She said, I don't know. She said, that's what my mother taught me. So she called her mother up. She said, Mom, she said, you taught me that when we get ready to cook the ham, we cut both ends off before we put it in the pot. Why we do that? She said, that's what my mother taught me. She said, I really don't know. So she decided she would call her mother up to find out just why she did that. So she calls her mother up. She said, Mom, she said, you know, I done handed down to my daughter, and my daughter had handed down to her. She said, you know, you showed me when you were cooking a ham, you always cut before you could. Why did you do that? She said, because I didn't have a pot big enough to put it in. They did it, but they didn't know why. They didn't know why. So when we come to church, we should not just be telling folks to do certain things without giving them a reason why. So that's what made Peter so practical. That's what made Peter rational, because he told them, and look what he said. He said, casting all your cares upon him. Now he told them something to do. Peter, why you want me to do that? Then he said, because he cares for you. That's why you do it. And then one theologian said it like this. He said, we cannot get rid of our troubles. We can't run from our troubles.
Right.
We can't even pretend our troubles that they don't even exist. Troubles are real, y'all.
Yes.
Situations are real. I ain't gonna tell you that when you're going through that you ain't going through.
Amen.
They're real.
Amen.
In 2 Corinthians, about the 4th chapter, Paul writes, he said, for we are troubled on every side. One writer writes that many are the affliction of the righteous, but God delivers not. So he lets us know that we're going to have some trouble. You know, God never promised us a trouble-free life. But he did promise us a worry-free life. Because he said, let not your heart be troubled. And Peter, when Peter writes, he said, casting all your cares, your anxieties, your worries, everything that you're concerned about, cast them on him because he cares for you. And then he said, now, and you have to take note of what he said. Now, he started talking about problems. He started talking about worries and cares. And then watch what he tells us now. He tells us in the next verse, he said, be sober. Be vigilant. You got to be on the watch even when you're going through. Because in your trouble time, here comes the enemy. The enemy is not going to wait till you get all prayed up and speaking in tongues and come and attack you. He's going to wait till you get at your lowest moment when you got problems in your life.
Yes.
That's when he's going to come. You know, he said, be sober, be vigilant. He said, why? Now he told us to do that, and he said, because your adversary, he gets personal with it. Believe it or not, everybody got one.
Yeah.
Your adversary, and he's the devil, y'all. It ain't the person singing in the choir. It ain't the person sitting on the seat. It ain't the one behind you. It ain't the one that gave you the finger when you passed by him on the road because he felt like you cut in front. It's not him. It's the devil. That's what the Bible says. It's the devil.
Yeah.
That's the enemy. And we got to identify who the enemy is. He said he's as a roaring lion. He didn't say he was a roaring lion. He's as a roaring lion. And when you look at it on the Animal Channel, and sometimes you can see those zebra and wildebeest and walk around out there when the lion is laying down, they're walking all by. And they ain't thinking about it. But you let him get up and roll. Everything in the jungle moves. Because they know when he rolls, he gonna get something to eat, and they know he got to kill to eat.
That's right.
So that's why Peter used that terminology. He's as a roaring lion. Said when the lion rolls, monkeys go up the trees.
Yeah.
Everything moves. But then they can just walk on in the midst of it. As long as he laid down, because they know he's full. He ain't no threat to them. And so, well, if we can't identify with the lion, then maybe some of us can identify with scavengers. You know, some people go camping and everything, and then they out there, and they got to be watchful because they got all kind of birds and ducks and everything trying to come and get food. They got to keep on shooting away because they keep on coming back. They just can't be at ease because here they come. You don't shoot them away one time, but here they come back again. They go around. So now, most of us who don't do camping, I'm going to say something that I think everybody can identify with. I know most people hate flies. Most people hate flies. Flies are a nuisance. And when you sitting around
Yeah.